Hey, and welcome back to the Button Press. Thanks for joining me. This is episode 2 of Super Metroid. Episode 2 of Fire Guns at Doors Simulator, 2014 edition. Whoops. Hang on, we just got the missiles. These red doors take 5 of them. Either those are really weak missiles, or a very strong door. Whoa. More super obvious security cameras. I usually don't use these missiles for anything except for those doors and bosses. I tend to be pretty frugal with my ammunition. I just don't enjoy the idea of running across somewhere that needs to have missiles and you're like too shy, so you have to grind it out. I hate that. Now, I think we're done with this little... I think this is legal... Yep, legally this is Brinstar. I think we're done with this area for the time being. We will be back. That's a spoiler, though. We're gonna have to check out that wall. Surprise! Happy birthday! These are the space pirates that Samus was talking about earlier. They're dreadful. They can shoot lasers out of their eyes, it appears. Going back to the missiles, since this is kind of a dry zone here, it turns out there are 46? Let me check my footage here. Yeah, there are 46 expansions in the game. That'll land you around 230 missiles. I am absolutely not going to do a 100% run of this game. I would much prefer to wait until around the end game when I have the maximum, when I have just the most mobility I'm going to get, and then just do one big sweep. I might do that as an optional video in case anybody would prefer to skip it. Because it's not particularly interesting to go into old zones. And now all the fauna are coming out. The fauna were in on the surprise party thing too. That was terrible. Yeah, we don't have the bombs. Yeah, over here. Nah, to hell with this. I usually take like solid minutes to get through little hallways like that. Yeah, map room. That's kind of useful. I've gotten so used to this game that I don't tend to need the map, which is pretty good, because there are some other games that where I'm just awful with the map. Like every other room that I go into, I check the map obsessively just to make sure that I'm going in the right direction. We should take this moment to save. We haven't saved yet. There is never a bad time to save. That's official. If you ain't saving, you ain't winning. Power could go out. Your roommate might try to walk across the room, just to try to scoot past, and then end up kicking the SNES into the other room. You know, not saying that's ever necessarily happened, but everybody has a story like that. Yeah. Wireless technology that's coming out all the time. It's robbing us, or robbing new gamers of that kind of experience. That's good enough. Alright, here we have, bombs. Bams. Barfball bams. And here again, the game is very happy to provide over your daily required minimum of bosses. You do learned something from this guy, though. Here I am showing it off. At some point, he does barf those weird sort of eggy things. You can get a lot of power-ups from those. Damn. Okay, we're almost done here anyway. Good. I guess we also learned that when the door closes and goes gray like that, there's a threat, and you need to deal with it. That's a waste of time because I'm already full on everything. Enemies will only drop things if you are not at 100%. That's not really important to know. You can still kill with great impunity. In fact, I think the game sort of promotes your doing that. Alright, you can see in the top left, or sorry, the top right, there's something behind this wall. Yeah. If you like trivia, this is the 6th game in the Metroid canon. First you have Metroid 1 on the NES, then you have the Metroid Prime series, then 2 for GB Game Boy, and then this one. Coming up in a moment... Energy Tank. This is worth scouring the land for. Much, 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 much more important than missile expansions. If you're not familiar with this series, it'll give you 100 more points of energy. Which is, it doesn't mean much if you're not actually paying attention to the numbers, but it'll give you more breathing room, that's for sure. I'll show you the golden statue thingamajiggy before we get into Brinstar. This is a great relic from old games. As you've seen so far, there's nothing to guide us. There's no elaboration whatsoever. You do have this statue, though, and this thing indicates to you that you need to remove some folks in order to continue the game. And you got Ridley up there. We faced him before. We got Fatty over here, and the other two. We'll get to them as we progress. Now let's head over to Brinstar. I'll call your attention to this now. I happen to think Brinstar has some of the best music that maybe ever. I don't know. The music in Brinstar is like 70% of the reason I keep coming back to this game to replay it. Listen to that beat. It's almost disjointed, I find. I mean, consider the beginning of this game, you know? You give the last Metroid, the last example of a species to some people. Then you have to come back because they all died, all 3 of them. You have to fight a dragon. The dragon had this whole place rigged with explosives. Then you come back here, that's just the kickoff. Everything's dead upon your arrival. It's terrible. It's barren. And then you get to a place like this and it's fucking jumping with music. There's a beat to it. It's weird, I find. I'm not gonna say that they should have done it any other way, but I don't know. It's just something to remark. Alright, good, we have... I think this might be a good time to save it. To save again. If I can make it up there. Alright. Saving is winning, folks. I think this will be a good time to put the game down for a little while. I'll see you next episode.